Welcome to Choice Art Studio. I'm Mrs. Young. Sculpture is art that is three-dimensional. Sculptors are artists that make art using paper, cardboard, wood, metal, clay, recycled materials, and found objects. This sculpture is called The Thinker, probably because he looks like he is deep in thought. This sculpture was created using bronze, a metal. This is a sculpture in Lohmeyer Sculpture Park in St. Louis. It is called The Way. Many cylinders were used. Today we will learn how to make a cylinder. This is not a sculpture. It is a painting of a cat. It is two-dimensional, meaning it is flat. Here is a sculpture of a cat. It is three-dimensional, meaning it has form. A shape is two-dimensional. It is flat. A three-dimensional shape is called a form. Is this a shape or a form? Right, it is flat, so it is a shape. Is this a shape or form? Yes, it is three-dimensional, so it is a form. It's called a sphere. Let's do one more. Is this a shape or form? Correct. It is three-dimensional, so it is a form. These are cubes. Let's make our own forms out of paper. Today we're working in the sculpture studio. First, I have my black paper for a base. I can choose a base for my sculpture. That's what it stands on. I can put my name on my work. I'm going to write my name. I'm using crayons so it shows up in the video, but a pencil will do just fine. I'll flip my base over, and this is what I'm going to build on. I can attach materials in different ways. I can make a cylinder and flange. So I'm going to take my red rectangle and bend the paper this way, where it's really long is kind of hard to do. So I think I'm going to go ahead and bend it like this. And I'll get a thin line of glue. Baby dots work too, but you have to keep that glue tip touching the paper or too much comes out. And too much glue on a sculpture makes it not be able to dry, and it stays gushy and doesn't stick. So I'm putting my fingers inside the cylinder and I'm pressing, kind of waiting for at least 20 seconds. By then it should be able to stay shut. If it opens up, you have too much glue and you can wipe a little bit off before trying again. Okay, flange. To flange your cylinder is making little tabs so it can stand. And you do that on a rounded form by making a little cut, keeping it about a thumb's width from your other cut. And you just go around your cylinder, flange, snip, snip, snip. Okay, usually there's about 7 cuts, and I just fold those out. It's almost like it's got little feet to stand on. All right, so it should be able to stand flat there. So I'll go ahead and get some glue. Remember, baby dots, glue tip touching the paper, and I can flip it over, and I press down on the flanged pieces to get it to stay. 20 seconds. If it doesn't want to stick, you might have too much glue. Or you need to count to 20 again. I should be able to pick my paper up then to know I have a strong attachment. Okay, I'm going to get another paper for the next skill. I can fold and cut paper to make it stand. So I'm going to fold the bottom up just a little bit, see, so it can stand on the paper. I can also fold it in half, open it up, and go snip. See how that makes a corner? If I'm making a building or a cube, that's pretty helpful. So I'm going to put little baby dots or a line, whichever you prefer, keeping that glue bottle touching the paper. I'm going to press down on the pieces that are in contact with the base, holding it down for at least 20 seconds. I could take another one and glue that one down, and I might have a small house. After I wait 20 seconds and it's in place, I'm going to need to tab those sides together. If you look at it here, see how those are open? I need those closed. So that brings me to, I can create a tab to join paper. So I'm just going to make these little rectangles. A little one, there you go. Got one. I think I'm going to cut 4, 2 for each open side. And we're going to fold those in half. So they look like tiny books. Tiny books for little mice. We'll call them mouse books. I'm going to put glue on the outside of the mouse book, like on the cover of the mouse book. And I'm going to hold my pieces so that it joins. Once again, I take and I put it on the outside of the little book cover. And then I'm going to put one down at the bottom here. And then I'm going to repeat and do the same thing on the other side. See, I like hiding them on the inside so I don't have a bunch of white tabs stuck to the outside of my paper sculpture. So I use the tabs inside when possible. Sometimes if I have to use them on the outside, I cut out tabs from a colored piece of construction paper so that it matches my sculpture. Finally, I can put away my supplies. So I'm going to close my glue, wipe the glue off the tip, recycle any of my small scraps. Now you've completed the skills in the sculpture studio. What do you want to build in the sculpture studio this year? Write or draw your ideas.